Hello and welcome to Bombshell Bytes. I'm Dominiqué Williams-Blair, and today we're going to make some golden potatoes with a little citrus and warmth to it. So I wanted to do something that was just a little bit different and bring a little bit of the citrus flavor, something that inspired me more like with the summer type vibes, and a little warmth in it too. So we have 4 cups of cubed yellow potatoes, have 1 lime. This is chopped oregano. It's nutmeg, little cumin. These are scallions. And then I chopped up some fresh rosemary. All of the herbs are from my small garden that I keep, because I try to keep fresher herbs for a more vibrant taste when I want things that are kind of like more plucky. And I also use coconut oil. Again, I felt like it would bind it and then have a bit of a different tone than something like olive oil would give, but be like heavy enough when we're gonna bake and roast it, because I'm gonna place this in the oven fryer, which I have preheated for 350. We might go a little bit lower as we go, because I want to slow cook it. I have these at room temperature. You don't want to start off with the potatoes super cold, because when you're trying to get them to cook thoroughly, and I didn't parboil them, if you're going from cold to hot, it's just going to shock it. So I had these chilled earlier in water, but they're a little cooler than room temperature, so we're going to work from there. So of course I start off with the coconut oil, and that's just to make the things adhere. Might leave a little bit more than that. End it up with a larger spoonful. So we want to work around that first. I thought it'd be a nice touch to make something that's not as typical, you know, when you have your potatoes. So I was gonna do the paprika. It's like, you know, I want a little warmth, but then I also want some citrusy notes, but I don't want it to overpower. So like a little bit of lime and go a long way. But we're gonna place that, we're not gonna squeeze that until the end, because I don't want the acid to start to cook the potato a little too much. No, actually we're gonna do it towards the center, like midway through. So we wanna make sure we get it all in there. I made sure to finely chop the rosemary as best as possible. So I really want to get that in there. And then with the the scallions, we wanted a bit of that zesty onion flavor. The nutmeg, not nutmeg, allspice. I was thinking Caribbean. It's like, let me give some of that kick to it. And the cumin, which again, it's a strong spice, so you don't need that much, because all we want is a little taste, just a little. I said I was gonna do this towards the middle. Here I am, distracted. If your lime is a little tough like mine, one thing that I do too is take a small paring knife. Be careful, of course. Just a squeeze, because you can roll it and to make it a lot easier. Just like starting off here. I'll do this with lemon and stuff too, so I kind of break this, well, it's not the skin, but to break it up and make the juice flow a lot faster and easier. You guys could smell this. It's like really refreshing. So I didn't want the potatoes to feel heavy, and we often get that. And continue to mix. You might want to do this in a larger bowl because I have a quart of potatoes, and this is 1.5 quarts, the bowl. And then we have these little cubes. You know, they don't just bounce around like balls, so you do have to work it just a little bit. I didn't add salt. I felt like the lime would help bring some of that flavor there. Make sure I evenly distribute the seasoning, and some of that lime juice is right at the bottom. And as you can see, it starts to break up, and we don't want a mashed potato. Just like, as long as you get it a bit mixed, you're good. We're gonna stop here. Grab the air fryer. And then take some aluminum foil. Sorry if that's a little blinding. And there's no need to oil this because there's already some oil from the coconut. And then this is where we're getting that lime juice right there. Make sure you follow the instructions on your air fryer because there's a line with the maximum and you don't want to exceed that. Yeah. I'm gonna pop this in there. It's the final product. It's toasted where it needs to be and soft in the middle. I ended up putting it on 400 to soften it, and it cooked a little faster. But a little hint of added pink salt and a little pepper I feel will help, but just a tad. And that's why I wanted to wait until it was done to kind of get a better sense of what will work on this one. You don't want to be too heavy-handed. There are some nice notes in there from the other herbs that we don't want to lose. And like the lemon juice, well, the lime juice that was at the bottom, it did evaporate and like soak into the potatoes.